Review copy provided by NIS America. Danganronpa, Another Episode Ultra Despair Girls is the latest release in the critically acclaimed visual novel series Danganronpa that has just recently this year been ported to the PlayStation 4. This time, the action-filled third-person shooter that acts as both a sequel and a prequel to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc and Goodbye Despair respectively is making its way to the PS4. Unlike the previous entries in the series, Ultra Despair Girls is a game that places you in a 3D world with 3D models of all the characters, where you play as Komaru Naegi. A girl has been kept prisoner in a nicely furnished apartment for over 1 year rather than a school or an island. A series of events leading to an escape occurs, however Komaru's escape fails and she is captured by a group of elementary school students known as the Warriors of Hope. These Warriors of Hope seek to create a utopia for children by murdering all the adults with their robot Monokumas, so they force Komaru to join their demon hunting game and drop her into a city to run missions for them. At the start of the game, fans of the series will immediately realize the connection Komaru has to the main character of the first title, Makoto. But within the first hour, you're introduced to even more familiar characters from the first title. I won't go into too much depth on plots of the story overall, considering how plot-heavy Danganronpa is. Having experienced all of the titles released on PS4 at this point, it's very important that you at least play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and if you don't want some of Danganronpa 2's twists spoiled, play that too. That being said, the plot of Ultra Despair Girls takes interesting and surprising turns in a fashion that only Danganronpa can, but most importantly, it fleshes out the world introduced in Trigger Happy Havoc more immediately than was done in Goodbye Despair, its sequel. If you're a fan of the series, however, you may be worried like I was going into this that the drastic shift in gameplay would feel violating and this installment didn't fit with what makes the first two games great. However, my fears were quickly settled within the first half hour of the game. All the charm, characters, weirdness, and Monokuma violence and humor you'd expect from a Danganronpa visual novel are present with a survival horror twist. Speaking of gameplay, my immediate comparison I draw to when comparing to summarize how Ultra Despair Girls plays is actually Resident Evil 4. This adds a level of intensity that makes players second guess when and where they choose to unload, and a constant need for managing the herd of Monokumas so they don't overwhelm you. The game takes you through multiple locations within a city as you complete numerous objectives and inch closer and closer to new info and details to build the world of Danganronpa. Although the gameplay drastically differs from the first titles, Ultra Despair Girls still retains some iconic series staples, most notably the concept of truth bullets, formerly used to dispute claims by your classmates made during the class trial, now are used as ammunition for attacking the rogue Monokumas. Truth bullets can vary from making Monokumas dance, burst into flames, or just having a good old-fashioned explosive death. All of them are very charming and remind you of the flair the series has had in its token executions throughout both entries. The overall package of Ultra Despair Girls shakes up the concept of what it means to be a Danganronpa game, and I love that. Being a fan of the series so much, being able to step into the shoes of a new character and gain even more perspective on the despair-filled world is a wonderful change of pace. With the lead up to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony stepping up, it releases in September, and the recent ports of all the main titles to PS4, now is the best time to get in on Danganronpa. With a fun shooting mechanic, layered, twisted, and what I can describe only as a very Japanese story and atmosphere, Danganronpa Another Episode Ultra Despair Girls is a jolly-filled good time, and clocking in at just under 30 hours, it's got quite more than you'd expect. PlaystationFollower gives Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls 4 out of 5 stars.
What will happen after all this time? Huh? What? What happened?